Well, good evening. Nice to be with you again. It's been a long day and I'm tuckered out and I just want to go to bed, but I thought before I would go to bed I would make you a quick update on our Zvezda French currassiars. And also because it's quiet, because there's a new roof being put on my apartment, and during the day it's just, the racket is just horrendous. So at least it's quiet now, apart from the clocks here, it's quiet now. So that's something I was going to say. Somebody left a comment on YouTube saying, I can't remember the exact words, but saying basically, how long did I think I would keep up the 20mm napoleonics in preference to the 135 scale World War II. I can't remember who the comment was by. I inadvertently sort of erased it, otherwise I would have replied, so forgive me. So I can't remember who it was, but to answer your comment, I will finish the job at hand. We set out to do 2 Napoleonic armies in 20mm scale, and that's what we will do. We will finish the job. We will not paint one single 135 scale World War II figure until that job is completed, because that's what I said I would do. But also because I like doing them, because they're a nice scale, they look nice when they're done. So we will finish the job at hand. But I have to say, I am looking forward very much to having a crack at the 135 scale. I never thought I would say this, but it's true. As I said to you in the previous video, there I was at the start of all this saying, oh, I only do 20mm, I only do Napoleonics, I don't do anything else, and here we are getting wrapped up in 135 scale World War II. So never say never, but I hope that answers your comment. Sorry for not replying, but I just inadvertently sort of erased it. So keep the comments coming. Always happy to answer them if I can. So just to update you on the 20mm Zvezda French currassiars, I've given them a bit of stick this evening. We're almost home and dry, really. Hopefully you can see that. This is not the best camera, I have to tell you folks. I hate the autofocus on it. There you go. See, now I've moved it, see, it doesn't want to autofocus again. There you go. So you can see that we are getting there. I suppose I'm 3/4 of the way there, 4/5 of the way there with these troopers. Come on, autofocus, come on. There you go. So pretty much getting there. I gotta get a better camera than this, folks. This is just driving me nuts, this autofocus. But that's where we're at. So looking pretty good. So I'm happy with them. I mean, getting into this hobby, it really makes you appreciate how much work and effort goes into all these photographs in the wargaming magazines that we all buy. You see all these mass ranks of troops on these wonderfully made battlefields, and you appreciate just how much work goes into them. I mean, this evening I was highlighting the red on those currassiars, and just highlighting the red, you know, just a few hours work. So you just got to plod through it, and alright, yeah, I suppose I could do them quicker. I could just do one color on everything, just to get them on the battlefield, but I wouldn't be happy with that. I like all the highlights and like to do it properly and make a nice job of it, and so they take time, and you just gotta slowly but surely work at it. And the funny thing is, the further I get in with a batch, I don't know whether you find the same, the further I get in with a batch, the harder I work at it, because I can see the end getting closer and I want to cross the finishing line and start something else. So I work harder at it the further I get in. I'm really trying to go for it now and get these devils finished. So it shouldn't be long now before we have these finished and varnished and we can put them on the horses. And I did say, if the troopers look as good as the horses, they're going to be really nice, and they are starting to look really nice. Several people have said, I've heard it said, that the Zvezda French currassiers are the best currassiers. They're certainly better than the Airfix ones, I'll say that. But I can't say whether they're the best or not, because I have a box of Italeri French currassiers. So at some stage I will paint them. But anyway, that's where we're at with them. We're getting there. They're looking good. That's really all I did this evening, was just highlighting the red, really, and just I did a bit on the standard bearer with the flag. I painted a bit of that, but thoroughly enjoyed the evening. Had the radio on, listening to the football, which Manchester United won, which I didn't enjoy because I don't like them. But anyway, but before I go to bed, the other thing I was going to say is, don't believe everything you read. What is it, the expression they say? Don't believe anything you read and only believe half of what you see, which is probably very true. But the reason I say that is, going back to our 135 scale figures, which I'm looking forward to very much to having a go at. I have 2 or 3 scenarios up there which I'd like to do, which I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to keep it as a surprise. 1 or 2 things I'm going to have to build from scratch, because there's no way I can get them manufactured wise, if you sort of model wise. Although I saw one thing that I wanted, I saw it, but it's in 148 scale, not 135. And I thought, damn. Would have been ideal, but 148 size is just got to be the right size. But I'm not going to tell you what the scenarios are, so I'm going to keep it as a surprise. But going back to don't believe everything you read. Excuse me while I fiddle with this, because otherwise this is going to go out on me. Don't believe everything you read, because here's a box of French resistance figures, 135 scale, made by, don't know whether you can see that or not. Where does it say? Masterbox. Masterbox. Just see it there in the corner. Masterbox. Gotta be careful how you say that. Nice French resistance figures. Can do something with these. It's going to be fun with these. But there's no painting guide. There's the figures in the pack, and it gives you the numbers of the parts. That's your basic instructions to put the things together. But no painting guide. It doesn't tell you any colors. And in fact, a little bit, I suppose, could be a little bit confusing, because see the girl on the front, she's wearing a brown sort of top. Yet on the back, they've got it as blue, and the dress she's wearing is brown. So I suppose with this pack we're left to our own devices, but if I go to this pack, which is a pack of Masterbox Volkstrom, if I can say it, which is the German Home Guard. And if we turn it over, we're getting advanced now, because we have a little bit of a painting guide. As you can see along the bottom there, I think I'll put that a bit closer. It has the colors. It doesn't tell you what the colors are, but it has Vallejo and life color numbers for those colors. The only color it doesn't give you is, each color is assigned a letter, and it goes right up to K, from A to K, but letter I, which is a brown, doesn't tell you where color I is used. I would assume, oh yes, it does tell you I, it's J that it doesn't say. Excuse me, I got it wrong. It's color J, which is sort of just there, color J. It doesn't tell you where color J is used. I would assume it's the wood on the rifle, guy's holding up there. I would assume it's that. But at least we have a little bit of a color chart there. So we're getting a bit better. That guy there, although this is a box of Volkstrom, that guy there is a dead ringer for a Gestapo man, isn't he? In a leather sort of trench coat. You could really use him for Gestapo. That guy there, I think you could paint him as an SS officer to go with your Gestapo man. I'm going to get one of these and paint him up for Gestapo. That's going to be fun. But getting a little bit better with colour. But put that down there. Go to this box, which is German motorcycle troops on the move. Now we go on the back. We have a more advanced colour chart again. It gives you the names of the colours and equivalent numbers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranges of paints, from Tamiya, Vallejo, Vallejo, Umbro, and 1 or 2 others. So we've got the names of the paints there. Getting better, but doesn't tell you where any of those colours go on the models once you've made them. So are we guessing or what? And the reason I said just a moment ago, don't believe everything you read, is because if we take the Tamiya range of paints, has anybody out there used Tamiya paints? If you have, let me know what you think of them, because I've got a whole basket full of these things, as you can see, but I've only used one at the moment. The one that I did use, I found it a little bit watery. So has anybody had large experience with Tamiya paints? If you have, let me know, I'm interested. But going back to this color chart on this box, it's got Tamiya XF59 German Field Grey. So that's probably, most of that model is going to be German Field Grey. So here's XF59. I put it on the top in marker pen so I can see it better. XF59. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if you can see that. What does that say? Desert yellow. So that's wrong. XF11 aluminium. Okay, yeah, I can imagine that being on motorcycles, aluminium. XF11. Sorry, X11. Get it right. X11 aluminium. Well, here's X11, and that is chrome silver. If you want aluminium, it's XF16 in Tamiya. I don't know if you can see that or not. Not good lighting in here tonight. They are flat aluminium, XF16. So don't believe everything you read, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if some of the numbers in the other ranges of paints are also incorrect. So if we just put this one down a minute, I'm going to do a little review for you in a minute. Stay down there. Of these British paratroopers, World War II rigid landing, Operation Market Garden, 1944. Now, once again, color chart on the back. You gotta, you know something with these sort of cameras, you're looking at the screen, you gotta do everything back to front, move everything back to front, the way you think you would move it. So, there's your color chart. There's the names of the colors down there. So, first color, olive gray. Well, judging by that color chart, it should be olive green. XF58, and here's XF58, and that's olive green. Yeah, I'm right. I'm not always right, but in this case I'm right. Next color, yellow green, XF49. Yellow green Tamiya XF4. Next color, khaki gray. Is there a khaki gray? Khaki green. Is there a khaki gray? But they'd give that the same number, XF49. Well, you can't have two colors with the same number, XF49. So I actually don't have any XF49 here, so we don't know what that actually is. And on this box, going back to this box of motorcycle riders, they've got XF49 as brown yellow. So we have brown yellow, yellow green, or khaki grey as XF49 in Tamiya paint. So pays your money, takes your choice. Flat brown, they have flat brown listed here, XF64. Well, here's XF64, if I can show you, and that's red brown. Flat brown is XF10. Black, XF1, or black here is X1. And for the berets on these figures, they have X7 red leather. Well, here's X7. What does that say, folks? Red. And do you think that red is the colour of a British paratrooper's beret? Because I don't. Those of you that are into World War II, you will know what colour a British paratrooper's beret is, which in my opinion is maroon or there or thereabouts. It's certainly not that colour. So I would say, I haven't checked any of the other colours out like Vallejo or Humbrol, which I have a lot of them here. So I might, when I have 5 minutes, check them out, see how accurate those numbers are. But I would say to Masterbox, your painting guides on your boxes are not accurate, they're not adequate. Tamiya, I have some Tamiya kits here. Their painting guide is fine, but they're listing their own paints, I know. They're not listing anybody else's paint, they're just listing their own paints. But that's fine. Oh, the only thing I did see in a Tamiya kit was one piece, I forget what the kit was now, but one piece was supposed to be slate grey, and they misspelt it and it came out of stale grey, which I thought was quite amusing. I've yet to see a pot of stale grey paint anywhere. But I haven't checked any of the other kits here to see what their painting guides are like, because I've also found there's a heck of a lot of different companies making 1/35 scale figures, more than I realized, and some companies that I'd sort of never heard of, like Masterbox, never heard of them. What else did I have? Oh, here's another one. Academy, never heard of them. German infantry set, Battle of Bulge, 1944. Made by Academy. 1/35 scale. Never heard of them. So, yeah, very nice. The choice of figures in this scale is just lovely. I do tend to find there's more German troops than Allied troops, if I'm honest. But it was nice finding the French resistance figures. I like them. I think they're lovely. And there are British stuff. I mean, you gotta hunt around for it. But like these British paratroopers. So let's have a look. I wonder. I do wonder why they make the box so big, considering that's all you get in the box. That's it. That's what you pay for. So why do you need a box this size? Is it for all the advertising sort of goof on the sides and on the... I wonder, you could make that box a lot smaller and save on materials. But who am I to complain? But do we need scissors? Do we need scissors? Yes, I think we do need scissors. No, we don't. We don't need scissors. Hooray. Saves me cutting myself. Well, here we are. My first look at some master box figures. There you have it. This will give me 4 British paratroopers, 2 casualties, and 2 medics. This is probably, I gotta be honest with you, this is late night. This is probably not the best light for looking at this, but I can see straight off. There's a lot of mold lines on everything, which are going to have to be scraped off. I don't think it's a job for the Flash Dragon, but I mean, it's, yeah, a lot of mold lines that are going to need to be taken care of. There's a little bit of flash, not much, but the level of detail is quite nice. It's quite crisp. Not as sharp as some I've seen, I have to say, but should look quite nice put together and painted, and shouldn't take much to put these together. I mean, well, that's it, you know, that's it. So there's not a lot to do. The faces are very good, heads are very good. They're not what I call generic heads. They're all different. They've all got different expressions, which is nice. Nice detail on the medical bags, the kit bags. They're nice. Yeah, not a lot more I can say really. There's because actually there's not a lot to look at. Yeah, nice. They should be perfectly suitable for what we have in mind, and perfectly suitable for wargaming. Once they're put together and painted up, I think these will look perfectly okay. I can't remember exactly what I paid for these now, but are they worth it? Yeah, probably. I think so. They're going to look pretty good when they're done and based up. Should be nice. I will say with these figures, if you're trying to build up an army in this scale, I would say it would be an expensive way to go about it, buying these things, or the Tamaya ones, or Academy, or whatever other ones there are, Italarai, numerous choices. I'm not going to say choices endless, but it's very nice. But I would say it's in its, there goes my clock, expensive way to go to do an army with these. But if you're like me and you've got a lot of the Airfix ones, which are the same scale, you want to add some variety and pad the thing out, yeah, ideal. These are ideal. I mean, the Airfix ones you can buy really cheap, sort of on eBay and so forth, or in my case, charity shops and church sales. I mean, bag full for next to nothing. So pad them out with these and add some variety, because the Airfix figures, they're okay, but they're very samey all the time. You just get the same poses, and you want to add some variety and something different. So use these, and I think these will mix in very well. So yeah, very good, very pleased. Look forward to doing these, but we will finish our 20mm napoleonics. We will get the job done. Once we finish this batch of currassiars, that'll be 2 batches of currassiars, which is, that'll be nearly 40. Excuse my clocks going off. that will be nearly 40 currassiars done, so that'll probably be enough for the French for now, although I have numerous boxes of other cavalry. I have quite a lot of British Scots Greys done, and also some Russian Cossacks. So I think it'll be one more batch of cavalry for the British, and then that'll be it for the cavalry for now. Then it's just getting through the infantry and some more artillery pieces. That's one thing we're really short of, is artillery pieces. So we've got to do some more artillery pieces. We have them here, we just got to get through them and do them. And also the buildings. We still have a lot of flat pack buildings to erect, so we'll do that at some stage. But that's the job in hand, doing the 20mm. Once we have done that, and only when we have done that, will we start playing with these. So as always, I'm going to bed. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I'll try as hard as possible to answer all your comments. Hope everything you're doing is going well, and we'll see you on the next one.